What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch along. Today, it is the Carabao Cup final, Manchester United against Newcastle United from Wembley. And looking forward to this game today. Today, people, I feel Geordie. I feel like Alan Shearer, Faustino Asprilla, Les Ferdinand, who else have there? David Ginola. But we out here, people. Looking forward to the game. First final of the season. Man United haven't won a trophy for a long time. And yeah, man, let's see what happens. Newcastle over 50 years without winning a trophy, people. So it's going to be difficult for them. Obviously, Tottenham beat Chelsea by 2-0. Chelsea are a complete mess. They are the equivalent of anybody playing FIFA. No chemistry. Absolutely no chemistry whatsoever. Nando's turned them over. Chelsea a real mess. But that's their problem. We'll talk Arsenal tomorrow, of course. I'll be on at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So we'll break down all the Arsenal game, player ratings, all of that good stuff, people. Hope you're all well on this Sunday. Can Newcastle pick up a win today with Karius in goal? It would be a miracle. The last final he played, I think, was the Real Madrid one for Liverpool. So, yeah, man. Listen, big up to everyone. Thank you for the great support yesterday on the watch-along. Great numbers as always, man. Always punching well above our weight. We're nearly at 60k as well. I think we need about 600, so make sure you subscribe, people. Let's get into this game. First final of the season, Carabao Cup final. Man United, I think, they haven't won a trophy since, is it 2017, 2018? Jose Mourinho. So they will be desperate to win this. Doesn't matter if it's the Carabao Cup. They need to win this today. Otherwise, Man United fans will be very stressed out. The Man United team, people, David De Gea in goal. At the back, Dalot is at right back. Luke Shaw at left back. Varane and Lisandro play at centre back. The midfield, Fred, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes. The front three, Weghorst, Anthony and Marcus Rashford. Rashford, of course, came off injured the other day, but he's recovered. Apparently it was a kick, a little bit of bruising. And, of course, he's made it. Curtis Vader. It's just Sunday vibes, man. I can't be bothered. The hair's got a bit messy. I can't be bothered to wear the hat. You just put the hood up on a Sunday, man. We're just chilling, people. Weghorst. Can you imagine at the start of this season when he was at Burnley in the Championship, if someone would have told him by the end of the season you'll be playing in a cup final for Manchester United up front, he'd have probably said you was drunk. But Weghorst starts up front for Man United. The thing about this Man United team that is a little bit, well, I suppose positive for them is you look at that team and think if they get a top quality striker in there and maybe get an upgrade on Fred, they've got a serious team on them. Tammy said a great show yesterday, commentator's curse. I will be putting some clips up tonight, actually. I've clipped a few of them. I spent about a minute talking about how Martinelli was not playing well in the first half. And a minute later, less than a minute later, in fact, he slots it into the bottom corner and makes it 1-0. So, yeah, definitely a commentator's curse. People asking who I want to win. I mean, listen, today I feel Geordie, Santiago Munez, Alan Shearer, Faustino Asprilla, Les Ferdinand, Philippe Albert. Yeah. Up the tune, people. Up the tune. Are we the Geordies, man? Are we the Geordies? I would love it if they beat them. Love it. That's the biggest clue I can give you as to who I want to win. You should not have to ask me who I want to win this game. Big up to Gooner Paul 657. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Big C, I'm 38, Army veteran. Played football all the way through my Army career. But he's overweight. Do you think Todd Bowley will sign me for Chelsea as they seem to give these other bums contracts? You never know, man. Maybe if Arsenal were linked with you, Chelsea will come and give you 100 million. That's what they seem to do. But listen, I don't think... I think Graham Potter will be getting a nice big check through his letterbox soon with his P45 because I can't see that lasting much longer. He's on a 5-year deal on about 12 million a year, so it's going to cost you around 55 to 60 million to get rid of him. So big up to Gunnar Paul. Hope you're well. We are the Mattams, man. True Geordie business, people. True Geordie business. Geordie Shore. Geordie Shore, people. Remember that show, Geordie Shore? Sorry, it's a dad joke. It's Sunday. We beat Leicester 1-0 yesterday. We're loving life. We're loving life. I can't believe people are asking me who I want to win. For sure, I want the Geordies to win. Geordies taking over London. Let me just quickly, I didn't show you the Manchester United bench. Somebody just said there. Let me show you the United bench. Heaton, Lindelof, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Malacia, McTominay, Sabitzer, Garnacho and Sancho. They've got quality there, that's for sure. Still haven't got Martial. I think Wan-Bissaka will feel a little bit hard done by. He's been really good for United the last few weeks. But Dalot plays the final ahead of him. The players are walking out on the pitch. Let's get the Newcastle team up. As always, I'm completely neutral. Come on, the Geordies, man. Oh, we're the lads. Come on. Santiago Munez. Come on, fella. Bruno Ramirez. Alan Shearer. As I said, people, I always stay completely neutral. Loris Karius in goal. I mean, boy. I don't know about you guys, but I got a lot of friends who support Man United. If they lose this game and Karius, however you say his name, is in goal, then I'm certainly going to be sending messages out later. That is for sure. Trippier at right back. He's the skipper. Fabian Shaw, Botman and Dan Burn. Bruno Guimaraes, Sean Longstaff, and Joel Linton. The front three, Miguel Almiron, Alan Saint-Maximin and Callum Wilson. Now, one thing is for sure. This is going to be, I think this will be quite a close game. I think 99% of people will tell you that Manchester United will win this game. And I'll be honest, if I was putting a bet on, if I was making a prediction, as I will do, unfortunately, I think Man United will be too good for Newcastle. However, that front three is dangerous. You know, Almiron, Saint-Maximin, Wilson, Bruno Guimaraes in midfield, Joel Linton. We saw how well he played against Arsenal. And as Rowan's saying there, Newcastle have the best defensive record in the Premier League. It's going to be a tough game. Karius, you know, how will he deal with the nerves? That'll be interesting with him. Reaction said Chelsea have Nkunku coming next season. You know the way Chelsea play at the moment, it feels like it doesn't matter who you put into that team. It just doesn't feel like it's going to work. They have no system. They have no chemistry. They have very little togetherness. I don't think that manager has worked out to be good enough. Yeah, I think it will be difficult even for Nkunku. But he's a top player. I'm disappointed he's gone there. I want Potter to stay as well. Definitely want Potter to stay. I'm enjoying it. Sorry, Chelsea fans. Shoot on sight for United. I don't see Karius saving his career. I mean, listen, he got to a Champions League final with Liverpool. Unfortunately, in the Champions League final, he was a disaster. I've forgotten again. Let me give you the Newcastle bench, just so you're aware. It's a bit of a shame for Joe Willock. Would have liked to have seen him start. Former Gooner, of course. Gillespie, Lascelles, Ritchie, Target, Isaac, Mankilo, Murphy, Willock and Anderson. Saw a report in the press that Ryan Fraser has had a big bust up with Eddie Howe. He's being made to train with the under-21s and also has been left out of the squad for this game. Obviously, he was his manager at Bournemouth, so maybe he's come to Newcastle, expected a little bit more loyalty from his former manager, sorry, and he's not getting it. Ryan Fraser was actually, apparently, close to signing for Arsenal at one stage when he was a free. Osimhen is a baller. Listen, I mean, reaction saying, would you take Osimhen next season? Absolutely 100%. We'd all take him, that is for sure. He scored again over the weekend. The problem anybody has got who wants Osimhen, you are going to have to pay 100 million. You're not getting him unless you drop 100 M's. He's got a couple of years left on his deal. He's on decent money. And Napoli are probably one of the most difficult teams in world football to negotiate a big transfer. Their chairman doesn't play any games, that's for sure. So 100 M's. Are we going to drop 100 million on a striker? Interesting, and we're going to speak about this in more detail tomorrow. Ornstein has put a report out today saying that Arsenal want a fullback, a centre midfielder, and a striker in the summer. So maybe there is going to be some movement in that striker department. We'll speak about that in more detail tomorrow at 2 p.m. Make sure you tune in for that. He had some interesting things to say in the interview. Napoli chairman, nah, he don't play no Klarna games. You got the money, boss, or leave? And it's going to be big money as well. Big C, did you notice that VAR told the ref to send Ziyech off and then go to the screen? Shouldn't it be the other way around? VAR in this country is embarrassing. We know that. We've seen it ourselves. It's a shambles. There's nothing you can say about VAR in this country. It's a joke. I would go back in for Felix. At the moment, I mean, somebody messaged me today and said, oh, look at Felix for Chelsea. I told you it's a good job we didn't get him. I'm like, bro, they got Ziyech, they got Sterling, they got Mudryk, they got Felix, they got Havertz, they got Aubameyang, even Enzo. There is no player at Chelsea in an attacking position that is doing anything good. That does not mean they're all bad players. The system, everything about that club at the moment, forget it. You're not going to thrive in that team, you know? So I'm not looking at him in their team and going, well, you know, he doesn't look that good, so I'm glad we didn't sign him. I think Mudryk would have been a baller at Arsenal. I think Sterling would have been a baller at Arsenal. And I think Felix. That team is just a mess right now. You could put Messi in that team, he'd probably struggle. Big C just posted on Twitter that the Dog and Duck pub down the road are going to sign me for £10 a week and 10% off the crisps. Bowley inbound with 100 million. Listen, don't worry, man. You'll get your move, Gunnar Paul. You'll get a message soon. Chelsea will be on to you, man. Chelsea will be on to you. Big up yourself, bro. Hey, big up Chris in the chat. Big Man United fan, but quality part of the community. He always speaks well on the member streams. He'll be nervous. Listen, spoke to a Man United friend this morning. And he's gone to the game and he said, listen, I'm nervous. And he said he's so nervous because everybody expects Man United to win this. Sometimes that pressure makes it difficult. Newcastle, we've seen how good they can defend. Kept a clean sheet against Arsenal. And I don't care what anyone says. That front three is going to cause problems. Gucci Band sent maximum. And Almiron, who was on fire earlier in the season. And Callum Wilson, who I think is a good Premier League striker. They're going to give Man United problems. Marcel said, big up Curtis every time. Up the Magpies. Bun the Pagans. I always said I would never support a team. Their nickname is the Red Devils. I'm sorry. I just don't buy into all that. I'm a righteous man. You know what I mean? We don't back all them things there. So come on. We have got 1 minute till kickoff. You know what? I'm changing my mind. I think Man United will win, right? I think Man United will win. But for the sake of content, I'm going to go 1-1 and we're going to extra time, right? Are we the lads, man? Are we the lads? Santiago Munez, people. Anyone who's watched Golf Film, you're right there with me. Alan Shearer, Philip Albert, Faustino Asprilla. Are we the lads? Karius Masterclass. I'm going 1-1. Let's go to extra time. Keep Rashford quiet and you've got a chance. The Carabao Cup final is underway, people. Manchester United against Newcastle. Are we the lads? Give me your score predictions in the comments. I'm shamelessly going for a 1-1 draw. And Karius catches the ball. Listen, I think United will win. Man's saying I sound like a yard man, not a Geordie. Maybe I'm a Jamaican Geordie, you know. How about that for a mix? Big C, I remember everyone slandering you for your Rashford opinion. I haven't seen any apologies. Listen, I always say, people, football, it's a fickle game. I'm fickle as well. We're a shameless community. We embrace it. It's no problem. I accept all your apologies. You know what I mean? I see you, people. I see you in the comments. But I've said some things at times. Even yesterday, I was shameless. I spent 5 minutes telling you all how bad Martinelli was playing, and then he scored. So we just embrace it. It is what it is, man. No apologies needed, people. No apologies needed. Ball goes out for a goal kick to Manchester United. R1, Big C rattles everyone on Twitter. I love the comments. You know me. I just dropped the, what do you call it? The grenade. The grenade just gets dropped, and then I just close down the app. Sometimes I check the replies. Sometimes I don't. I'm a wind-up merchant on it. You know, that's what I do. The game is on Sky Sports, people. Couple of people asking what channel it's on. Nick Pope is a big loss, yeah. Bit harsh, really, that you get sent off in the league and you miss it. Oh, here's Rashford. Left-hand side, whips it in. Chance. Oh! Goes out for a corner. Goes out for a corner. Do that every game. Slander equals goals. As I always said, I famously once called Messi the Argentinian Ryan Fraser in the Champions League against Man City. A minute later, he bent in the top corner. I was calling him the GOAT a minute after, so the game is the game, people. I feel so good after Arsenal have won. You know, and you can just watch football. You can watch match of the day, you can watch the game, you're relaxed, you're just chilling. When Arsenal win, the weekend feels so much better from a footballing point of view, man. Corner to Manchester United, though, early on. They're putting players around Karius. They're going to put pressure on him. Ball whipped in. Headed away by Joe Linton at the near post. And Newcastle can break here. Come on. Newcastle have got numbers forward here. Pass. It's Miggy Almiron. Gets away from Luke Shaw. He picks the wrong pass. What a chance. On the break, there was 4-on-4 there. Almiron, he had the pace of Luke Shaw there, but he picked the wrong ball. And Manchester United win the ball back. You called Ronaldo the Portuguese Benteke before he scored. Damn, fam. It is what it is, people. Embrace it. Trossard won man of match yesterday. I feel so good. Yeah, I'll be honest. I saw the Arsenal website gave Trossard man of the match. I think it was Gabriel. Obviously, we'll talk about it in more detail tomorrow on the review show at 2 p.m. But listen, I've got no problem with it. I thought Trossard scores a wonder goal that possibly should have countered. And then the assist was magic. You know, that's the kind of assist you see from Neymar or someone. Step over and then a nutmeg. It's a great assist. So, yeah, man. We definitely need to talk about Xhaka potentially signing a 3-year contract. Bro, I had a meltdown about that the other day, but we can touch on that again. Premier League gave man of the match to Martinelli. That's crazy. That is crazy. The nutmeg was wild, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. Here at Newcastle United, middle of the pitch. Bruno Gomes, good ball. Early opportunity for Newcastle. Wilson doesn't get hold of it. And Anthony is tackled. I tell you what, Newcastle definitely have an attacking threat. One thing I've said about Man United. Oh, yeah, I'm going to watch that game later. Marseille, PSG, definitely. What was I saying? One thing about Man United. They're having a fantastic season, no doubt about it. They're in the cup final. They've just beaten Barcelona. They're definitely progressing at a quicker rate than I expected under this manager, although he was heavily backed in the summer. But I still don't think they necessarily play great football. You know, when you think about Ten Hag and the football he played at Ajax, it still feels very much like a counter-attacking team. They don't dominate the ball. They don't dominate the game. They win it back. Bruno tends to pick out the incisive pass. Rashford will hurt you with his pace. They're still very direct, so I still think they can be hurt. Here's Alan Saint-Maximin. No headband today, man. Where's the Gucci headband? Up against Varane. He shifts, he turns. He's in the area. Early chance for Newcastle. They appeal for a penalty, but it's a fair challenge by Casemiro. Yeah, transition football. Win it back. Hit you at speed. That seems to be their system. Fred is down injured for United. Newcastle have started well. I tell you, they have started this game well. Saint-Maximin looks dangerous on this left-hand side. Little ball there into Almiron. Gets it back. Tries to feed it into Bruno. And he collides with Fred there. Hits the side of his leg. Trossard is a problem for defenders. I think yesterday we saw the way that we should operate until Gabriel Jesus comes back. Now, I know that... Listen, I'm not going to talk about Arsenal too much today because we're going to review it more tomorrow. And I know that Eddie Nketiah has done well. And I'm not saying he's a write-off and you just take him out of the equation. But I think you saw Martinelli on the shoulder. Because what happens when you play Martinelli? You force them backwards. Because they can't have a high line because of his pace in behind. And I think Trossard's a little bit more clever in those wide areas. So I enjoyed that front three. Here is Saint-Maximin up against Dalot. Dalot wins the tackle, goes out for a throw-in. Good early start for Newcastle. Anthony said it must be nice when United play in London. At least most of their fans don't need to travel. Let me not say too much. The headband's in the wash, yeah. The Gucci headband's in the wash, people. Over 1,000 of you in the chat. Amazing support. Really appreciate it, as always. Like the video. Arsenal are top. We haven't spoken about Man City. Man City won comfortably. I never expected Bournemouth to do anything, and they got slapped. So I didn't even watch the game. Didn't even bother. Checked it on my phone. Saw that it was 2-0. Thought, not going to check it again. I saw afterwards it was 4-1. I was surprised Man City even conceded. One thing's for sure. If we're going to win the title this season, we're going to have to win it the hard way, because City will just keep ticking over. Obviously, we got Everton on Wednesday. I'll be doing a watch-along for that. Everton lost 2-0 at home yesterday, which I think is positive for Arsenal, because they were really poor. The fans were on their back a little bit again. And Calvert-Lewin apparently could be out on Wednesday. Daniel said, Big C, what's a night out in Newcastle like? Great night out. Brilliant. Really lively up there. Quite cheap. Good night out. Good fun up there, man. Had a couple good nights up there. Free kick to Newcastle on the halfway line. Weghorst gives away a free kick. Is Carabao even a popular drink in the UK? Honestly, I don't think... I don't even know if I see that drink in shops. I don't drink them kind of drinks anyway, to be honest. But I honestly don't see it. So, no, I don't know how they got enough money to sponsor this cup. Maybe it's cheap. What's up, Big C? What are you saying, my guy? Happy Sunday. I'm good, bro. I'm good. All good, man. Can't complain. Blessed Sunday, you know. And we won yesterday, so it's good. Jeffrey said Chelsea are killing him. Sometimes in football, bro, out of nowhere, you have a season that you've just got to write it off. And I think Chelsea are having that season. I don't think they're going to win anything. They're not going to do anything in the league. It's a hard reset. It's difficult to take as a fan. But, you know, you've had some good times. Free kick there. Referee, it's got to be a yellow card. Got to be a yellow. Ref, come on, man. St. Maximum gets away from Dalot there. Brings him down. Newcastle are on the break. That has to be a yellow card. St. Maximum started this game well, even without the headband. Yes, well done, ref. Dalot gets booked. And I'm telling you, 8 minutes into the cup final, Dalot's booked. St. Maximum running at you on a yellow card. Could be a long day at the office. I have to say, and I'm not trying to be wise after the event, I'm very surprised that he's played Dalot at right back ahead of Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is not great on the ball, but he's very good 1v1. And I think he would have been better against St. Maximum. Dalot will be nervous. NR11, Big C, Man United with Qatari money, City, Newcastle, Chelsea. If we don't win it this season, quickly get our business together, it can become a slippery slope. It can change real quick, bro. It can change real. And this is why I keep pushing this narrative that we've got to win the league this year. Because if we don't, it could be a long time. Could be a long time. Newcastle free kick pumped into the air. It's a really poor free kick. Goes out for a throw-in to Manchester United. Carabao energy drinks are popular in Thailand. Okay, maybe worldwide they're better, but in England I hardly ever see them. Anthony said, yo, Big C, I just watched Freiburg, Leverkusen. We should be all over Wirtz and Frimpong, whilst also moving for Milinkovic-Savic and Caicedo or Rice. Definitely. That Frimpong's highly rated. I've heard quite a bit about him. I think Man United were looking at him. Once the Saudis fix up Newcastle, that would be a very expensive player. Yeah, you'll find that a big owner like that can change the whole city, to be fair. It really can. They'll pump millions into the city. I think they're getting a new training ground and everything. They're not up there to mess about, man. Good start for Newcastle. 10 minutes into the final. Diego Dalot is booked. Khalid said Savic is 28. Oh, I didn't realise he was that old, you know. Honestly, I thought he was about 25, 26. That could put Arsenal off. Although we have signed a couple of older players in Trossard and Jorginho, but I suppose 20 million for Trossard, 12 million for Jorginho. Milinkovic will cost probably 40, 50, so we'll have to see with that one. Arteta Arsenal. Curtis, you'd be a good commentator if you weren't Gunners bias. Well, if I was commentating, I'd be a little bit more professional, you know. But on your own channel, the bias can, you know, you can show it. Obviously, you know, it is what it is. I could be professional, though, if I had to. Let's not pretend Martin Tyler doesn't make an extra little bit of noise when Manchester United score. You know Martin Tyler is a secret. He's a bit of a secret Man United fan. His cruise on the Prime. I bought 2 bottles for £30 for a present. Madness. Now I've tried to avoid it. I got a few bottles a few weeks ago, but the hype around that drink is unbelievable. The marketing is, I can only applaud it, to be honest. The drink is probably the most overrated drink I've ever tasted in my life. Honestly, I don't rate the drink. I think it's bang average. A couple of the flavours are okay, but honestly, if that drink was 50p in the shop and it didn't have the marketing, I wouldn't buy it. It's rubbish. It's a rubbish drink. But the marketing goes without saying. Apparently, they made 40 million in January alone. The game is the game. I respect the hustle. It's Weghorst. Flicks it up in the air. Weghorst! Weghorst! Karaya saves it. You can't be conceding to him. Yeah, I don't like the sweetness. It's an awful drink. It really is. But, I do respect the hustle. All marketing, that's how the rich make more money. Facts, man. It's flavored coconut water. You'd be better off drinking pure coconut water, bro, than drinking that drink. It'll be a lot cheaper as well. It's Carius. Oh, people saying it's Carius, not Carius. All right, Carius. Kofi said, big up the C unit. Do you think all of a sudden we are getting nervous? We used to terrorize teams in the first 20 and usually score. Now we're struggling in the final third. I think now people are giving us more respect, and I think they're putting low blocks galore in now for us to try and break them down. So I don't think we're scoring as many early goals now. Ball whipped in by Trippier, headed away. Yeah, I think a lot of these teams are putting players behind the ball now and saying, listen, they're a good team. You can't just attack this Arsenal team. You need to be careful. So I think you'll see Arsenal score less goals in the first 20 minutes. Maybe a lot of later goals now. Jake said, Curtis, what do you think about the Tottenham v Chelsea game? Honestly, I thought it was quite boring. Chelsea were horrendous. I think they've gone. I think they've totally gone this season, Chelsea. I think once Chelsea get knocked out of the Champions League, their season is an absolute write-off. It's a cat D. The car is absolutely wrote off. They need a pre-season. I think Potter will be gone in the summer. They'll go for a big name manager. And if they click, there'll be a problem next year. Still think they need a new goalkeeper as well, unless Mendy gets back to what he was at before. But I think it's a write-off their season, I got to be honest. Potter in, bro. Keep Potter in at that club. I'm enjoying what he's doing. He looks like he has no control of that team. Prime is the most overrated drink I've ever seen. Bottles going for hundreds to thousands with people hoarding dozens of bottles to either resell or keep like their rising stocks. Inflation, man, inflation. Ball whipped in, cleared away by Newcastle. Bit of a scramble there. Goes out for a throw into Man United. But yeah, it's marketing, innit? It's marketing. If you can get it in a supermarket for £2, suppose it's not bad. If you're going in the local shop and paying £10-15 for it, it's ridiculous. Martin Odegaard, how did you miss that stream lock-off? You know how it goes, man. Sometimes the whole thing's got to turn off. I was so angry. I need the desk and it all went wrong, but hey. Josh said, big up Curtis. I told my boy I'm not paying for that Prime foolishness. Nah, man. Don't waste your money if you can help it. Man United in possession, people. 15 minutes gone. Bit of a slow start. It's a cup final. None of them are going to attack each other too much. Dalot has been booked. That's probably the headline so far. St. Maximum causing him problems. I said to you back in the summer at the Sevilla game, Prime was average. Hey, big up, man. Big up. Oh, here's a chance. Rashford. Oh, he's been forced backwards. Yeah, that was the first time I'd seen Prime, actually, at that game. And yeah, so overrated. Not going to lie, Tierney would make Newcastle left side saucy. Can you imagine Tierney and St. Maximum? I can see him going there in the summer. I hope not. I think we should keep him, but he would definitely suit them. Arsenal will be the best team in the world next season. I hope so. Prime is B-Tech Gatorade. As an Arsenal fan, I'm scared of Potter out, given the result of Ollie out. It's true. It's true. We all laughed at Ollie, but now we ain't laughing because they got a proper coach. And the same with Chelsea. I want Potter to stay there, man. It's St. Maximum again. He's been the danger man, and just as I say that, he gives the ball away. Weghorst for United. Bruno Fernandes goes long, gives it away. Newcastle win the ball back. Newcastle have started well. Ash said, I'm buzzing with Arsenal, mate. We still have to integrate Jesus, ESR and Nelson, which are coming back. We are top without our top player. Imagine no Haaland or Rashford. We can improve even more. I agree with you. You get Gabriel Jesus fit in this team in the next few weeks. Absolutely brilliant. I think you'll see our attack transformed. Curtis, have you watched Crystal Palace Academy documentary yet? I watched every episode. Cruz watched it as well. I wanted him to see how difficult it is and how hard you have to work. Anybody who's got kids or anybody who's young and still aspiring to play football, or even if you just want to know a little bit about the academy system, it's a very good documentary. The commentator cursed King yesterday, yeah. Man United on the attack. They picked the wrong ball again. They had 3 running forward there and given away. Here is Bruno Guimaraes. Skips past Fred. That's a free kick to Newcastle. And they're asking for a yellow card. They don't care about international teammates. Bruno saying that Fred should be booked. But he doesn't book him. Would you trade Eddie and Balogun for João Felix? Possibly. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Balogun will be at Arsenal next season. I hope he is. But I think he's going to stick with Eddie. And now they're linking us with other strikers. That would probably indicate that we might not be keeping him. But let's see. When will that collab with Robbie be coming? Because we need answers. I'm going to actually, when I come off this stream, I'm going to message him and see what day he's free this week. And I'm going to get him on. He hasn't been on for a few months. I need to put some pressure on him. Anthony's limping at the moment. Balogun is better than Eddie. I've always said that I think he's got more ability than him. It's just a case of whether he can do it in the Prem. That documentary, I watched it on Sky Go, so I don't know if it's on Sky or whether it's on another channel that's on Sky, if you know what I mean, or whether it's Sky Sports. If you've got Sky, it'll be on demand on there anyway. It's very good, definitely worth watching. Bruno is another player Edu missed. Yeah, for me, that was an absolute clanger because I think he's better than Granit Xhaka. I would imagine Bruno Guimaraes and Thomas Partey. I think this Bruno is a proper player. And he's done well for them. Weghorst keeps it in play. Longstaff clears it long. Am I watching Tommy Fury versus Jake? It's one of them, yeah. I love boxing. And it's one of them fights that I almost say to myself, I'm not watching this. But at the end of the day, stop kidding myself. I am watching it, right? It's Sunday night. There's not a lot on TV. Yeah, I will be watching the fight. So, no, I'm on about Bruno Guimaraes, man, not Bruno Fernandes. Man are saying, are you deluded? You ain't going to get Bruno. I'm talking about Bruno at Newcastle, man. Boxing has fallen. Curtis, would you start Partey and Jorginho against Everton? Yes, 100%, Craig. 100%. If Partey's fit, he starts. Then who do you play with him? Jorginho, Xhaka. I'm playing Jorginho. The only problem is, out of those two, which one can be the one that gets forward and offers some goal threat? I don't know which one out of the two has got the energy. Maybe you'd go with Partey in the attacking role. I certainly don't think Jorginho has got that kind of energy. Here's Anthony for Man United. Poor cross. Doesn't beat the first man. Why can't we go in for Bruno in the summer? I think he signed a 5-year deal. And obviously Newcastle have been taken over, man. The money's too big. I don't think we'd be able to get him out of there. Neither Bruno is worth it, not over Xhaka. And look, Bruno's injured. Spoke too soon. Bruno Guimaraes, by the way. He's just gone down. He's shaking his head. Physio's on. Commentators curse again. Just said Arsenal should have signed him. Now he's on the floor injured. Shaking his head. Looks like he's coming off. Could be Joe Willock FC. 85 million for Bruno Guimaraes and Paqueta would have solved Arsenal's midfield issues. Paqueta I haven't been impressed with, I got to be honest, at West Ham. Maybe it's just because he's in a struggling team that are not playing well. We're not seeing the best of him, Paqueta. But Gomes I like. Look at that. Newcastle without Bruno Guimaraes. 4 draws and 2 defeats. So that tells you how important he is. Man said not over Xhaka. Come on. Let's be real. People can't tell me Xhaka's better than Bruno Guimaraes. He's not. He's younger. He's quicker. He's better. Big C, Paqueta is playing for Moyes. I get it. And Moyes is a bit of a terrorist of attractive football, isn't he? You know, he's not somebody that's going to play good football that's good to watch. Swap Guimaraes for Kieran Tierney. I don't think they would take that swap, I've got to be honest. Far better, yeah, man. But RJ said Xhaka is better. I don't think he is at all. Rice is balling. Yeah, Rice scored a good goal yesterday. Little curler in the far corner. Getting himself ready for his summer move. Would you take Aouar? It's funny, isn't it? A year and a half ago, we were trying to pay 40, 50 million for Aouar. I believe he's out of contract this summer. You're going to, just as an example, this summer. I'm sure his contract's up this summer. Aouar's contract ends, June 2023. Just as an example, in midfield this summer, you're going to have Aouar, Tielemans and Gundogan, 3 centre mids available as free agents in the summer. Potentially one of them, if you bought Declan Rice and one of them on a free, wouldn't be bad business maybe. Here come Newcastle on the ball. Can they create a big chance? Aouar is 24. Crazy, innit? Now his contract's ran down. We're fake pumping Rice just to extend Xhaka. Wouldn't surprise me. Chris said Bruno was a massive mistake from Arsenal. Was there to be done. It's a real shame. Rowan said Aouar went from potential world superstar to who the F is that guy? Don't hear about him now, do we? Let's be real. RJ, wake up from your dream. Facts, Partey and Jorginho into starting centre mid. Let them both sit. Allow Odegaard to be more offensive. Then bring on ESR for either Partey or Jorginho to be more attacking. I hear you. Push the front 3 high. Get Odegaard to support. Play with 2 sitting. And maybe do it that way. And give us some stability like that. That could be the better way. We haven't really had a big chance in the game yet. Here's Trippier on the ball for Newcastle. Into Longstaff. O'Neeb said, yep, Declan Rice and Gundo on a free. Charlie Patino and ESR both top draw. I rate your opinion, but sometimes it's unbelievable. Why would we go for Aouar? Listen, Ram, I'm talking in the sense of, right, we've got... All right, let's put it this way. We've got El Neni. So let's not pretend Aouar isn't maybe good enough to be part of a squad at Arsenal. I'm not saying we should go for him. I'm saying this is a guy that 18 months ago, 90% of our fan base, we wanted us to pay 50 million for him. He's a free now. I'm not saying we should go for him. I'm saying Gundogan, Tielemans, Aouar are all free agents. Would you take any of them? Ball whipped in, head off, and Newcastle goes over the bar. It's a corner. I think there's a head injury there as well. Lisandro and Fabian Schär have clash heads there. They say Aouar has attitude problems. Yeah, it happens sometimes, don't it? Great ball in by Trippier. Schär went to head it. Him and Lisandro clash heads. Physio's on for both teams. Jamino, big up Curtis, the mods, the members, and all of the chat. Would you take Draxler? Jeez. That's another one, innit? That's another one in the box with Jan and Villa, with Gonzalo Higuain. Yeah, all of these. Look, Lars Bentner, William Carvalho, Krikoviak. All these players that we were linked with and never signed. John said, imagine we signed Martinez. Has been a beast. Do you know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't mind the fact that we didn't sign him. I like him. I think he's been one of the best centre-backs in the Prem this year, no doubt. I don't mind the fact that we didn't sign him, because I think if he came to Arsenal, would he have played left-back? or would he have played centre-back? If he plays centre-back, you're pushing Gabriel out. If he plays left-back, I don't think he is a left-back. So I don't mind that we didn't sign him, if I'm being honest. Although saying that, I could be capping a little bit, because at the end of the day, it would have been a great option to have in rotation. So, yeah, maybe I would have took him, actually. Yeah, I'm capping. I am capping. He's a baller still. He can play CDM too. Yeah. Ignore that last 20 seconds. Yeah, I would take him. Big up Big C. What is the worst Arsenal kit? You've seen mine, the 2012-13 away kit, the purple and black stripes. That kit was horrendous. You know what kit I didn't like was the green, that lime green Puma kit. Oh my days, I couldn't stand that kit. Did not like that. But that purple and black stripes one was horrendous. I can't think of many others that were worse than them two, in my opinion, in recent times. Puma had some bad kits, man. Really bad kits. I did not like that lime green one. Puma kits put you under pressure, man. All tight fitted. You had to go gym before you put that kit on. I miss the night days. I have to admit, I preferred the night kits. Jeez, this Newcastle fan's got no top on. He's got a Newcastle tattoo on his stomach and his big belly out. Green Puma kit, man. Aubameyang. Xhaka. Green Puma Arsenal kit. Horrible. Where is it? Let me find a picture of it. I couldn't stand it. I think it's one of the worst kits we've ever had. Had the collar on it and all sorts. Puma kits made Santi Cazorla look like a potato. This one. Horrible kit. Button-up collar. The green made no sense. The two stripes on the arm. One of the worst kits I have seen at Arsenal. Horrible kit. Absolutely horrible. That was like, I just didn't understand it. Kolasinac. Yeah, Kolasinac in that kit. That was a bad kit, man. Puma were just all over the place. Looks like a bleach bottle. You're not wrong. My eyes are burning. Because you know what it is? You look at kits sometimes, you associate it with players. And I can remember Mustafi in that kit and Kolasinac and Socrates. And do you know what I mean? Horrible. Mint chocolate chip settings, man. It was horrible. Horrible kit. Comrade said, just joined your stream. Don't know if you've talked about it. What are your thoughts on Chelsea's dismal performance? They're done for the season. I got to be honest. They're done for this season. Unless they beat Dortmund and get something going in the Champions League, they're finished. It's a wrap. It's a reset for them. They'll go again next season. I think Potter will go as well. The Ozil Ludogorets kit. Yeah, what was that? The blue one with the kind of yellow on the arm, I think. I think I had that kit. I might still have that kit, actually, upstairs somewhere. Funny how I remember Kolasinac, Mkhitaryan, Xhaka and Mustafi in that kit before Alba. Remember the bad ones first, innit? Newcastle on the ball. Dan Burn. It's a poor final so far. Very boring at the moment. Both teams probably a little bit... Oh, yeah. Bugs. I remember that one. I didn't like that either. Danny Welbeck. Old Trafford winner. Blue diagonal stripes. Monreal. Horrible kit. Puma again, I think that was, wasn't it? They made some awful kits for us, man. So bad. Puma was so bad. I have to admit, a couple Puma kits I liked. The gold one, because Alexis was just tearing it up. The one that someone just said, the Mesut Ozil Ludogorets one, they weren't bad, them two. Newcastle on the ball. Curtis, choose one to take at Arsenal, Rashford or Almiron. I'm taking Rashford over Almiron. Can play up front, can play on the left. Here's Trippier. Good ball down the sides. Ball whipped in. What a cross all the way across. St. Maximum, unbelievable. Oh, saved by De Gea. The footwork. Oh, and it's volleyed over the crossbar by Bruno. Oh, my days. St. Maximum sending man to the shops for a Tesco meal deal, a sandwich, a Lucozade Sport. And the little box of fruit. Oh my days, what's he doing to Dallo there? These people have families. He should be arrested. Look, no, oh my days. Dallo just looked at him like, yo, bro, what are you doing to me here? St. Maximum sending man for their early lunch break. Man said, go on, lad, it's quiet. Go for your lunch. Wow. With no headband on as well. Imagine if he had the Gucci headband on. He's a different guy. Here's Rashford, who's had a quiet final so far. He's tackled there. It's a free kick. Doubled up on him. Meal deal settings, man. £3. It's probably gone up now anyway with inflation. You know how it goes. Oh, Rashford's on the floor. St. Maximum. Sending man to the shops, bro. Absolutely terrorizing him. Free kick, though, to Man United. Oh, got a super chat. Apparently, I missed a super chat. Oh, Manchester United have scored. Ball whipped in. Casemiro. And it's 1-0 to Manchester United in the final. Casemiro has been one of their players of the season this year. Free kick was whipped in from the left-hand side. And Casemiro gives Manchester United the lead. And to be honest, I'm fearful now for Newcastle. I can't see him getting back into it. Luke Shaw whips it in. It's a great ball. It's a fantastic header. Brilliant header. And he heads it into the far corner. Please be offside. Ooh, somebody's offside, but I don't think it's Casemiro. I don't think it's Casemiro. I mean, do you know what? Casemiro's not offside. Oh, I don't think Casemiro is offside. There's definitely... It looks like Veg. There's one or two players offside, but it's not Casemiro. I think that goal's going to count, unfortunately. Casemiro looks like he's onside. There's definitely one or two players who are offside, though. So hopefully it causes confusion. I tell you what, people. Dan Burns' arm, I think, is playing Casemiro on. That is unbelievable. Honestly. He's onside. The goal's been given, people. Manchester United take the lead. Dan Burn, I told you, that big dopey sloth, playing him onside. He would have been offside if he didn't stick his right arm out. Manchester United won. I thought he was off, you know. The arm doesn't count. Oh, don't. Of course it'll stand. It's Man United. I'm fearful for Newcastle now. They don't look like they've got a goal in them. Enzo said, big up Big C. One of the day one fans. Good to see the channel grow. Appreciate it, Enzo. Come on, you Gunners. Burn with his 9-foot arms. Jake said, Curtis is an Arsenal fan. I see West Ham a lot. When Arsenal are not home, Rice is worth 100 mil. Wow. Maybe I'm underestimating him. Here come Newcastle. St. Maximum, left-hand side. He's been their danger man so far. Bruno Guimaraes gets it out wide. Trippier. He's got Almiron on the overlap. Almiron hits the byline. Cuts back onto his left. He's got to cross that on his right foot. Trippier does well. Bruno appeals for a penalty for Newcastle. It's not going to be given, though. It looked very soft. Trippier on this right-hand side. Him and Almiron. It's a good right-hand side there. Finds Bruno Guimaraes. Newcastle starting to wake up a little bit, but needed to do it a bit earlier. Manchester United 1. Newcastle 0. Casemiro with the goal and St. Maximum again. Good tackle though by Dallo there. He's saying, ref, he was pulling my shirt. He's already on a yellow card. Big ol' Omar. See you, net. Bruno Fernandes gets a yellow card, which I don't mind that. Or was it Fred who got the yellow? Oh, it might have been Fred. Dallo against St. Maximum is their biggest chance at the moment. Fred it was who got the yellow card there for a tackle off the ball, I think. Apparently Giroud wants a Premier League move. Would you take him for one season? Nah. I'll go elsewhere, man. He is still a good player, though. Foul by Manchester United there. Free kick to Newcastle. Callum Wilson, about 40 yards out, crossing position. Curtis, name the 3 biggest games for Arsenal for the rest of this season. Man City away. Liverpool away. What would my third one be? I'm trying to think of maybe a ground that we usually struggle at. I mean, I should really say Chelsea at home, but I think we beat Chelsea at home. It's difficult to pinpoint 3 games, really. But, Newcastle away could be tricky as well. Yeah, maybe Newcastle, Liverpool and Man City away. 3 big tests to overcome. Definitely agree with those 3. Because we haven't got a great record at either one of those grounds. That's where the title could be won and lost. Newcastle, right-hand side. Callum Wilson whips it in. Comes out to Almiron. Shoots over the bar. It's a poor shot. One thing about Almiron, he is so one-footed. He really doesn't have a right foot at all. He looks uncomfortable. Come on, Curtis. You predicted 1-1 for the content. Ride it home. You're right. I've got to back it. I said 1-1. It's a great ball in by Luke Shaw. Casemiro, man. What a signing he's been for them. It's a brilliant header. Beats Fabian Shaw in the air. Guides it into the far corner. Nothing that the goalkeeper can do. You'd be disappointed there, Fabian Shaw, man. You know what I mean? Centre back, losing out to Casemiro. Casemiro's not the biggest of guys. Just gets the jump on him. He's leaning on him as he heads it. Man United on the attack. Weghorst. He's got Rashford inside. Rashford makes the run. Rashford for United. Deflected. It's in. 2-0 to Manchester United. Marcus Rashford with the goal. He does the celebration. Karius has not covered himself in glory there. Game, set and match, people. It's a wrap. Weghorst with the assist. Rashford with the goal. Left-footed shot. Gets a slight deflection off the defender. Goes over the goalkeeper's head. And I think Manchester United are going to win the Carabao Cup. Terrible defending again. Weghorst doesn't even win the first ball. They lose the second ball as well. Rashford gets a bit lucky with the touch into Weghorst. No one's tracking the run. He's miles onside. What is the goalkeeper doing there? Oh my God. What is he doing? Do you know what? That shot is not going in. So I don't think Rashford will even get that goal. Karius, man. What are you doing? Check Karius. Or Karius, however you say his name. Check it. Check Karius betting account. What is that? Man United are going to win the Carabao Cup, people. Rashford does the celebration, but I don't think he's going to be given that goal. That shot doesn't look as if it was on target. Man said, carry us. Yeah, he's going to carry them indeed. That's an absolute banger, by the way. Whoever said that first, that is legendary. He's carrying them to the Carabao Cup trophy, that is for sure. Man United on the attack again. Rashford is fouled. Newcastle are crumbling. Newcastle are absolutely crumbling here. They could lose this 3 or 4-0. They miss Nick Pope as he would have saved it. What on earth is he doing? Why is he falling over? I know Rashford shots there, so maybe his body weight is off balance a little bit. The ball's going over his head. It's not even that powerful. Tip it over the crossbar. He's falling back. And, I guess a little... Oh, he's an awful goalkeeper, man. They should have actually signed Ben Foster. Cycling GK, man. The content would have been banging. And I'm sure he would have saved that. Newcastle haven't won a trophy since 1955. They're not winning one today, that is for sure. Game's over. It is, unfortunately. Man United, 4 shots, 4 on target, 39% possession. Counter-attack settings. Good. Listen, I have to give him some credit there, Weghorst. I don't rate him at all. But he does well there. Little 1-2 with Rashford. Nice little slide through ball. And Rashford, I mean, listen, he's been fantastic recently. But there's no way he should be getting a goal out of that. And I don't know what the goalkeeper's actually doing. I don't think, if they win this, they might win the league. No, I don't think so. I don't think they can get away with playing like that all season. Let's forget about this match, turn it into a music and movie stream. It's sad, I was hoping for a real lively final. Somebody just said in the comments there, and I think you're right, Almiron. Purple patch seems to be disappearing. Couldn't stop scoring the other week. Now he can't do anything. Get him out of your fantasy team, people. He's just disappeared. A few weeks ago, he was unbelievable. Now, he's lucky if he gets a shot on target. You've always told us to get Rashford to the carpet. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to say I told you so, people. What I've always believed with Rashford was he needs a coach. I've said many times he burst onto the scene with Van Gaal, against us actually, Premier League debut. And one of the worst managers you can play for as a youngster is Jose Mourinho. Because Jose likes tried and tested. He hasn't got the patience. So then he played for Mourinho. That didn't work. Then he played for Solskjaer. He's a PE teacher. No tactics. He's not going to improve you. That didn't work. Oh, chance for Newcastle headed wide. I think it was Dan Burn. Decent chance. Goal kick to United. Then Ranić comes in, who's a technical director trying to be a manager. He's not going to develop you. This is the first coach he's really had since Van Gaal, who is actually going to develop a young player. So it doesn't surprise me that he's hit this level of form. I don't think anybody's ever questioned Rashford's talent. It was about producing it, you know. Man said Carrier should go back to the Salvation Army. Get him out of here, man. He's doing charity work for Man United. I don't know what's going on. It's mad. Newcastle didn't defend like this against us. Innit? We could have done with Carriers. You're going to have to carry us to the end of this stream, people, because, boy, this is going to be a hard watch now, man. I was hoping for a close-fought contest, but next goal in this will totally end it. He scored his... I thought... I could be wrong. I thought Rashford's debut was in the Europa League midweek, and then I thought his league debut was against us at the weekend. I could be totally wrong. This is such a tin pot final. Yeah, listen, in reality, and I'm not saying this to downplay it, because this will be very important to Man United. They haven't won a trophy for years, so they need to get this, out the way. If you're not a Newcastle or Man United fan, this game doesn't mean a great deal to anyone. But to them, it will mean a lot, and the confidence it will give them is the problem. Big C, who is your GOAT of rappers? I think probably Tupac for me. Tupac is probably my GOAT rapper. I have to admit, my most enjoyable rapper was early 2000s 50 Cent. I just think that whole wave he created was just on another planet. I loved it. Get Rich and all them records, all the diss tracks. Nas is probably the most skilled rapper. I love Jadakiss as well. Never dropped a bad verse in his career. But we could talk about hip-hop all day. We'd be here till midnight if we keep going. Anthony says, Nas. Maybe you're right, Big C. I know he played a game before us. Okay, fair enough. Tupac was a lyrical genius. Big L for me. If you know, you know. 50 has the smooth voice. Goal was given to Rashford. Listen, I don't mind. I'd rather give it to an attacking player than throw an own goal. Nobody wants an own goal. Killer Cam, says TM. Killer Cam. Killer Cam. Killer Cam. Dipset Harlem. I can't lie. Killer had man wearing pink bandanas and all sorts. It was mad. Tupac, Nas, Ice Cube. Hey, South London's finest. Relax yourself. I know. South London, man. 50 Cent song, How We Do, or If I Can't. How We Do, that's, with Game. If I Can't's a classic as well, man. DMX, mad. The Pain music, wasn't it? Man's on the LL Cool J. Man's on Who Do You Love? Donna Song. You know that I want to do. Who do you love? Hello, you know, man's like them smooth tracks. Somebody said Ja Rule smoked 50. That's you gotta be bantering. He literally ended Ja Rule's career. He ended Jeffrey's career, man. Early Lil Weezy. Yeah, he's been through some spells, hasn't he, man? Tunchi, Weezy. He's early Wayne was fire. I can't lie. Illmatic was a classic. Jay-Z for me. Do you know what, right? Jay-Z, I feel like has got better with age. You know, back in the day, I wasn't even the biggest fan of Jay-Z. I didn't rate his voice that much. Big Pun. See, you've started it all now. Eminem, Birdman. Birdman for me is more vibes, like money talk and all that. I don't think he's actually a great rapper, but he's vibes. E-Ross says Big L. 50 bodies, everyone says Dave. Eminem is up there. Nate Dogg, come on. Chorus King. Riding in my car. And I'm listening to the radio. I'm listening to a set. Yo, Nate Dogg, you know. Chorus King. Joel Santana. Dipset, Harlem. Bird Gang. Dre, old school Dre. This game's gone to pop, people. Seriously, Newcastle. It's a training game now. Nas Prodigy, Styles P, that New York sound Prodigy, man. Mobb Deep, one of my favourite rap groups ever. I saw him in concert in Nottingham a few years ago. I went to the 50 Cent show when Mobb Deep was signed to G Unit, and he brought out Mace, MOP, and Mobb Deep. Let me tell you, when Quiet Storm came on, it was a movie, people. It was an absolute movie. Man United on the attack. 3 against 3. Weghorst. Shoes! Oh! Saved by Karius. Wow. So the one straight at him, he tips into the roof of the net. And the one in the far corner, you can save that. That's good play. Yo, Weghorst, man. He's trying to get a permanent contract. Tries to bend it in the far corner with his left foot. We're 3 minutes into time added on. There was 5 minutes added on. Now's Big Pun, Jada, Raekwon, but 50 had the game on Smoke Code 3-07, says Greg. Saeed's going to be unbearable. Listen, let him enjoy it, man. Curtis Shaw's my favourite singer. You know, we try. Corner to Man U, people. Ball whipped in, headed away. If you were watching this game, and I said to you, where do you think this Newcastle team is in the Prem? You'd probably say, I reckon you'd say 12th, 10th. You would never believe this Newcastle team are up there in the Premier League. They look awful. They don't look like they've got any idea how to break this Man United team down. And I don't think they're getting top 4 this season. No chance. I think they've gone. Not just because of this game either. They can't score goals. Yeah, it's a good job they've got the best defence. They've got 1 win in their last 5 Premier League games. I think they've run out of steam. I think if they're lucky, they will get Europa League. Look at Anthony taking the mick out of Dan Burn. Oh, no, he's ruined him. He's ruining him. Don't let that happen, man. Joel Linton had to come and clamp him. Look, man's grabbing man round the neck. You got Anthony turning Dan Burn like Beyblade, man. It's all long, man. Just end it. Someone just throw the towel in. Just quit the game and take a 3-0 defeat. They're not getting back into this. Newcastle are done and dusted, man. They're finished. Joel Linton just seen Dan Burn getting twisted by Anthony and said, listen, I'm just going to have to go and foul someone because this ain't working. I predicted this game would be like 4-0. United have been in a stormer recently. Wave the white flag, man. Potter said we were talking before the game about watching the All or Nothing Amazon documentary at Arsenal. It's close to getting the sack. Obviously now things have changed a little bit. He can't have said that. What? Oh, Anthony's taking... What is he doing to Dan Burn, man? Look, Joel Linton had to just come and push him. Half time, people. Half time. Game over, by the way. This game's a wrap. That game is well and truly done. Newcastle shouldn't even come out for the second half. It's painful to watch. I mean, that goalkeeper, man. Boy, look at him. Is he being serious? He's high-fiving Casemiro. He's actually high-fived Casemiro. If he was playing for Arsenal doing that, do you understand the level of meltdown I would be having right now? My laptop could be going out the window. You're 2-0 down in a final. You've let one go straight through your hands. He's high-fiving Casemiro on the way down the tunnel. I think he taps him on his bum. Look, high five, taps him on his... I'm done. I'm honestly... It's a good job we won yesterday, serious. His former teammate, where? Where was he his teammate? How were they teammates? I don't understand. He slapped Casemiro on his bum. He's an agent. I should end that. He is a certified bum. End the stream, Dave. Settings. Agent Carrius. Of Real Madrid. Oh, yeah, because to be fair. Yeah, he said, here you go, mate. He said, listen, Casemiro. You still got the same bank details as the Champions League final, yeah? Just do a transfer. I'll take crypto. I'll take cash. Whatever you need, bro. I got you. He's a Real Madrid agent. I mean, Almunia's worse because he inflicted the pain upon myself and every other Arsenal fan. Karius never caused me any pain. He caused Liverpool and Newcastle fans pain. Almunia inflicted serious pain upon me as a goalkeeper. Who is better, Thomas Partey or Casemiro? Casemiro, man. I'm not going to cap. The biggest problem with Thomas Partey, he's injured too much. So I'd rather have somebody that plays nearly every week than somebody that plays half a season. So Casemiro's just... He's class, man. He's different gravy. Pains me to say it because he plays for Man United, but he's world class. He's different class. 31 years of age. I mean, you look at his Madrid the last 3 years, 32 games, 34 games, 35 games. He plays 90% of games every season. Renarsson or Karius? I mean, again, if you're going for that, Renarsson's the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen play for Arsenal. No cap. But Almunia is worse, if you know what I mean, because he cost us the Champions League final. Yeah, there's no K. Yeah, even with the injuries, probably not. He's got Champions Leagues falling out of his pockets. He's got that many of them. He's an unbelievable player. Do you know the biggest compliment I can give Casemiro is I didn't believe at the age of 30 that he would have that level of hunger to come to the Premier League. Like, I thought, you know what? He's cleaned up at Madrid. There's no way that he's coming to Man United with major hunger to succeed. But you know what? Fair play to him. He's an ultimate pro. He's treating Man United like he's been there for 10 years. You see the goal celebrations, and that's what you need when a top player comes to the club. Casemiro is the Brazilian Roy Keane. I mean, Roy Keane was a lunatic, but yeah, G1, he's 31 years of age, so probably get 2 years out of him maybe, but if he leads them to a number of trophies, United won't mind. Yeah, I thought he was coming for the paycheck. But he's passionate. Casemiro's built different. No DM in the world compares to Casemiro, which I hate to admit. I mean, people have to remember, Zidane always says that he was the missing piece to his team. He walked into a Madrid team that was playing Modric, Toni Kroos, Isco or James Rodriguez in the 10, and then Bale, Benzema, Cristiano Ronaldo. He made the change of taking out the number 10, James or Isco, and putting Casemiro behind Modric and Toni Kroos. Sometimes he would play Isco on the right instead of Bale. So he took out the cam and put in the CDM That was the game changer for Zinedine Zidane at Real Madrid, because he gave that protection to allow Luka Modric and Toni Kroos to go and express themselves. He's a colossus of a CDM, if I'm being honest. Strider said, just sold my car till we buy any car. Just so, hey, that's all we got right now. It's just vibes right now. This is just a footballing discussion. It ain't even a watch-along anymore. Busquets in his prime was better. Busquets on the ball was phenomenal. I think Casemiro probably better at hunting you down and winning the ball, though. But Busquets on the ball was a joke. Man said being on the Cali. No Cali, bro. Man's just celebrating top of the league. It's a blessed Sunday, my friend. We're vibes in, man. We're vibes in, people. I mean, Bruno, they're showing you the free kick that he gave against Bruno. That's soft. Looks like a shoulder-to-shoulder, man. It's a great ball in, Luke Shaw. Absolute pinpoint. Did he shoulder barge him shoulder to shoulder, or was it in the back? Just watching the replay here. I mean, that is soft. That is a soft free kick, man. Boy. That is very soft. Prime Vieira was scary. Oh, come on. Prime Vieira was different. What was the best goal you've seen live for any team? Do you know, unfortunately, I always say this, one of the best goals I've ever seen, but again, is that man Almunia. Cristiano Ronaldo free kick in the Champions League at the Emirates. Ronaldo, I think they said he was 37 yards out, that free kick in the blue Man United kit. He's lining up to shoot. I'm like, what's he doing? Like, you can't score from there. You're miles out. The ball moved all over the place, and then Almunia did what Almunia does, you know. Started flapping with his dinosaur arms, and goes in the corner. That was a painful one, I can't lie. Man United fans should be grateful to Rabiot. Yeah, they were going to sign Rabiot, weren't they? And he asked for too much money. And then they got Casemiro. Listen, Van der Sar might not save it, but what he was doing was ridiculous. Almunia didn't move his feet. It's like he was stuck in concrete. Who you supporting, bro? I was supporting the Geordies, but they've let us all down. If they don't get Santiago Munez on at half time, then it's outrageous. That's their only hope. Is Rashford's shot on target? For me, I think that's going wide. And I'm sorry, I don't know what that goalkeeper is doing. I've never seen anything like it. That's an own goal all day long. All day long. Newcastle have been horrible. They just don't look like they're ready for it. Like, them man been calling this Tin Pot Cup for donkeys now. They're loving it. Listen, the game is the game. That's how it goes, innit? Curtis, how highly did you rate Seedorf? Incredible footballer. Amazing player. Do you think we can break down Everton? I think we'll beat Everton comfortably on Wednesday. I'm saying it. I think we beat Everton comfortably. 3-0. I say it from now. I think we slap Everton on Wednesday. Everton at Goodison, 12:30 kickoff. Everton at the Emirates, 7:45 kickoff. Different story. Can I just say, people, right? I have to say this. This advert, this Google Pixel advert, this woman's like, I'm AJ, and I've got a Google Pixel phone. I mean, is that just one of the worst adverts you've ever seen in your life? It's like, I must have seen that advert about 10,000 times on YouTube, and now it's ended up on the TV. At least on YouTube, I can just click skip ad. I can't go anywhere on the TV, can I? Jesus. She's like, all you can see is me teeth. Like, you're actually playing into stereotypes on TV. They must have given her a good check for that one. But boy, that advert there, please just get that off the TV. Let's start a petition or something. I can't listen to it. I don't know anybody who's got a Google Pixel phone. No one. I don't know one person. So you've pumped money into the marketing and no one's got a Google Pixel. Does anybody have a Google Pixel? Please, just ban that advert from the TV. I can't watch it anymore. That's why I use AdBlock on YouTube. I think I'm going to have to. But then they've moved to TV, so you can't escape from it. Are you watching Fury Paul fight? I am. I wasn't going to, but I'm kidding myself. Natalia said, oh my God, what kind of advert is that? The most annoying advert ever. Danish said, I have a Pixel 6. I got one, allow it. Is it good? Let us know. They captured you with the advert, yeah? Yeah, breaking news. The pictures look like her. But on the other phones, all she can see is her teeth, apparently. I mean, boy. It's all mad. It's all mad. It is an off-key ad. Gonna dash my Google phone out the window. Thanks, Kurt. Reese, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the advert, not the phone. Apologies. Anyone who's got a Google phone. Karma. The dam of emotions is broken. Bro, I got to the point where I was like, yo, I'm seeing this advert 15 times a day. Finally escaped it, then it goes to the TV. It's all mad. Google Gal Pops is from Georgetown, Guyana. Over there, we have a name for people that act. I hear you. Big up Guyana, man. I got a good friend from there, Andrew Jackman. He used to play cricket for Guyana, man. Georgetown, all the rivers. It's amazing, but too many bugs and the phone overheats a little too much. Google are watching. Google, by the way, apologies. If you want to sponsor me, I'll big the phone up, but I can't say all you can see is my teeth business. You know what I mean? That's all a bit mad. Curtis getting brown envelopes. I wish I was, bro. I wish I was. Oh, dear. Burner phones. Haaland has 27 league goals. Chelsea have 23. Nah, don't lie. Did Chelsea have 23 league goals? I need to check. Chelsea got 20. Haaland's got more goals than Chelsea. I can't believe it. Thank you for telling me this. Got more goals than Chelsea. Chelsea scored 23, conceded 25. Man City have scored 64. We've got 52. I don't know what it is about Haaland, though. I'm going to be totally honest. I just don't enjoy watching him play that much, considering how good he is. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is with Haaland, you know. He's got a good personality. I saw his interview. He's funny, you know. But I just don't... He's not a player that I would be like, yo, I will pay to watch him play. It just doesn't excite me as a player. Tell Alan Shearer to dust them boots off. I'm telling you, man, they got to do something. They have got to do something, man. They're finished. Game's over. They've not turned up at all. Shearer's there, and he doesn't look too happy either. Them man haven't won a trophy for how many years? It's not going to happen today. That is for damn sure. Only one man can save Newcastle. I'm just putting up a Santiago Nunez picture. Thought it was quite funny. Santiago! Second half's not even worth watching. Oh, is that who United have got next in the league? Have Man United got... So Man United have got West Ham on Wednesday and then Liverpool at Anfield Sunday. Jeez. I'll be doing a watch-along for that. That's a big game. Even though Liverpool, man, they were awful yesterday. The way things are going at the moment, I could see United beating Liverpool, even at Anfield. Liverpool are just... I don't know what Liverpool are at the moment. Alexander Isak coming on, or Isak. The guy that Arsenal fans were famously tracking down his car. Going on DVLA and typing in his number plate to see if he was in London. And in the end, he was just there on a shopping trip and wasn't coming to us. He doesn't look that good anyway. Haaland has already become the highest Prem goal scorer in a single season for City. Mad, I hear you though, Big C. Aesthetically, he ain't right on the ball, looks crazy awkward. Wan-Bissaka's on for Dalot. That needed to happen because Dalot was going to get sent off, I think. Yeah, Haaland, listen, I respect him. He's going to break the goal scoring record in the Prem. I just doesn't really excite me as a player to watch. Marcel said, dreadful, Kurt. It's painful to watch my squad at the moment. Again, similar to Chelsea, it's a hard reset. You know, it's a year of pain, but I think Liverpool fans have to understand you've had a very good spell, you know, in the last 4 or 5 years. Won the Champions League, won the Prem, won both domestic trophies. Would I swap Arsenal's last 5 years for Liverpool's? Of course we would. You've won a Champions League, so you've had a bad year. You might not win anything this year, but it might wake up your owners to go and spend some big money, you know, in the summer. Second half about to get underway. Newcastle. Listen, let's get one thing clear. If Newcastle score the next goal, this game comes back to life. If Man United score, it's literally end the stream Dave settings. Because it's game over. Anthony said crazy that, considering how good Aguero was, he never scored this many goals in a season. Aguero was genuinely... Whoa, here come Man United. Fred shoots wide. Terrible shot. Goal kick. Yeah, Aguero was an incredible footballer. And you think that, you know, he's scored, what, 25 goals in a season or 26 goals? But this guy, I think he could get close to 40 goals before the end of the season. Haaland is Ubba from the Last Kingdom. Would not want to fight him. He's a giant, isn't he? Liverpool are spoiled. Listen, but I get it, though. No matter how good your team is, when they have a bad season, it's hard to take. Do you know what I mean? This is a team that were fighting to win the quadruple last year. All of a sudden, where are they in the league? I don't even know where they are in the league, but they're 7th. Still got an outside chance of top 4. 9 points off 4th with 2 games in hand. Win the 2 games in hand, you're 6 points off. You know, they need to get a run together. A lot of their big players are coming back now, so they haven't got no excuse. Jagdeep said, checking into the stream, Big C, need some therapy after my girlfriend dumped me last night. Oh, damn. I mean, listen. Stay strong, bro. Stay strong. And, you know, you got to upgrade. You got to upgrade. That's all you can do. Move forward. You never know. Maybe you get back together, but if not, you move forward and, you know, you get the upgrade and keep it moving. It is painful, though. Aguero was more exciting than Haaland, 100%. C-Law, we've been starving for 18 years, Big C. F the rivals. I can't lie. I hear you. I hear you. Plenty of fish in the sea, they said. Jag, where's the side chick to pick up the pieces, yeah? Strip club? No. Listen, Sam, come on. Big up Melbourne, enjoying your stream from South Beach, Miami, 29 degrees. Bro, jeez, man, 29 degrees. You know what? International break at the end of March, I think I need to fly out somewhere. Because the cold weather over here is just, it's painful. It's painful. So, yeah, man. End of March, international break, I think we take a trip. Man said she belongs to the streets now, Jagdeep. Hang in there, bro. You'll be all right, man. You'll be fine. Hit the gym and upgrade. It's true. You sort the abs out. You get the biceps pumping. And you move forward. There's always someone else, you know. Quality advice from the chat. Man is saying she belongs to the streets. It's all mad. But I hear you at the same time. She's for the streets, says Juna. Go to Dominican Republic. You won't remember your girl in an hour, says J Dive. Second half. Can Newcastle do anything? Trippier. Newcastle need to score. They need to score 20 minutes, whatever. They need to make it 2-1 and put some pressure on. But they just don't look very good. Weghorst causing problems. Oh, Weghorst and Fabian Shaw square up. She's a City girl, man, now. Snake Eyes, big up, bro. Hope you're well. Hope everything's going all right if you're still over in Turkey. I feel we should have had a pen yesterday and the disallowed goal should have stood. The Prem really need to do something about the refs. ZH Red. Oh, Man United could be in. 4 against 2. It's blocked. They're appealing for handball. Referee says no. Bruno's chasing the ref. Penalty should have definitely been given, in my opinion. I'll be honest, I need to watch the Ben White one again. But yeah, I don't know what the problem is in this. We watched the World Cup. VAR ran smooth. It was good. The Prem's the richest league in the world, and we can't use it properly. You know, VAR isn't the problem. The problem is the people using VAR, and that's what I don't understand. Like, it makes no sense. I think there's a lot of cheating going off in this country. I'm being honest. I think a lot of these refs and these VAR guys in Stockley Park, I think they're fans of clubs. Honestly, I do. I don't see how it can't work. 4 people in a room can't get a decision right between them. Uncle Curtis giving advice. That's when you know you're getting older, when they're calling you uncle. Hey, it is what it is. Embrace it. Free kick to Newcastle. Trippier to take it. Ball whipped in. Come on. Headed away. Wan-Bissaka. Put back in by Isaac. Can they do anything here, Newcastle? They're making life too easy for them, man. Oh, come on, innit? Prime Meza. It's getting blatant now. I'm telling you that there's something wrong in this country. And it isn't the oh, Almiron, man. His purple patch is well and truly gone. It's not the technology, man. It's the people using it. It's a shambles in this country. It's a shambles. Why can't anyone grab Ruben Neves? I suppose people are waiting. If Wolves get relegated, you get him cheaper. Definitely time to bring foreign refs. Yeah, you tried to go all English refs. Well, that hasn't worked. St. Maximum. Oh, my God. Oh, no. He's done the old school. Try and kick it with one foot. And it hits the other foot, man. It's one of them days. It's just one of those days. Just one of those days. It's not happening for Newcastle. Curtis, it's corruption. Trust me, man. I don't hold back. I'm saying as it is. Premier League, I'm sorry. There's something seriously corrupt. In the Prem, not just Arsenal, in the Prem. Some decisions are checked, some aren't. Sometimes they get the lines out to check the offside, sometimes they don't. Red cards that are blatant being ignored. I'm sorry, the Prem there's corruption in the VAR and the refs. I don't care what anyone says. And anyone who's watching it, it is what it is. Freedom of speech. The Prem, referees, there is corruption. I don't care what anyone says. How can it not work in the richest league in the world? It's not rocket science. Me and 3 of you in the chat could sit here, watch a replay, and come to a correct decision between us. So how can 4 ex-Premier League referees not get decisions right? Basic decisions. It's embarrassing. I'm telling you, I think they're big football fans and they're giving decisions that will influence their team. I'm sorry, I believe that. But hey. What's the reason they only use English refs? I honestly don't know. Makes no sense. We've got international managers, coaches, scouts, players. But you can't have referees from abroad. Come on, do me a favour. You've tried to stick with your English refs. Cool. Hasn't worked. Now move on. Get referees from abroad. They'll probably be less inclined to be biased towards clubs because they don't support them. So bring in referees from abroad and do more to improve the level of refereeing in this country. Ray said, agree, thanks for being honest. No, I appreciate it, Ray. You know me, man. I shoot straight from the hip. Not everyone agrees. We say it as it is, man. Southampton away was scandalous. That centre-back who was literally fighting our players. Imagine how bad it was before VAR. I actually think in this country, I almost think VAR's made the game worse in this country. I'll be honest with you. I suppose people would turn around and say it gets more decisions right than it gets wrong. So ultimately, it is doing its job. But I think in England, I think VAR is working worse than any other major country. I think it's an absolute shambles. When I go to the games, VAR spoils the game. You score a goal, you don't know whether to celebrate. You're waiting 3 minutes for a decision to be checked. It is an absolute shambles in this country. It's embarrassing. When you see how well it worked in the World Cup with their technology, with the animations for the offsides, 10, 15 seconds you're getting a decision. It takes 4 minutes in the Prem. So 4 old men can't work out whether to give it or not. It's like a cult, the referees committee, 100%, man. Rich said, do you think United can win the quadruple? I mean, they can, but I don't think they will. I don't think they'll win the Premier League. FA Cup and Europa League, they've definitely got a chance. They're actually favourites with the bookies to win the Europa League. FA Cup, I think Man City are favourites. United are second favourites. Obviously, we've been knocked out of it, so you wouldn't be surprised if United won 1 or 2, maybe even 3 trophies. I think the Premier League will be a little bit beyond them, if I'm being honest. 3 old men, bro. You know what's going on with these refs, man. Listen, Pat, I'm not saying that people from abroad can't be corrupt, but what I'm saying is there seems to be a vested interest from the referees over here. You know, we're finding out that refs are big fans of some of these clubs. So if I become a professional ref and I'm expected to make a huge decision against Arsenal, and I'm also a huge Arsenal fan, it might compromise my decision from time to time. Oh, that's a penalty against Arsenal, but I'll just say play on. Latte said, Stricto said it on AFTV, Jordan acting and saying like it's impossible for them to be corrupt. Listen, corruption happens. It happens in football. I've spoken to Premier League players in the past who have known of things going off in the game, bets that are on, and things that have happened in the game. It's there, people. It's there. It 100% is there. Like money. Money influences most things in life. Let's be honest. You think some of these guys referees aren't giving decisions and being paid off, or they're fans of clubs and they're refusing to give a penalty against the club they support. And it happens, man. It's human nature, unfortunately. Ben Foster said in his podcast that refs can be biased. Yeah, they've probably got relationships with some of these players. You know, they might be friends. They might have grown up in the same area. They might be related to some of them, you know. It's just the reality. Which was the whole point of VAR, was supposed to take it away. What the problem is for me, you've put in the same referee that isn't doing his job properly on the pitch. You're putting him into an office and saying make a decision on the TV. He's still not going to make the right decision. I think you've got to bring different people in to make them decisions. Don't bring the refs in for VAR. Do something different. Get independent people in. Get people from abroad. Get ex-players from abroad. Do something else. Here's St. Maximum. He's been quiet this half. Gives it away. Compliance, man. It happened in Italy, yeah. St. Maximum does well. Good tackle, Wan-Bissaka. Newcastle trying. Good footwork. Can they get anything? Is Dan Burn? No, he loses it. They're struggling here. Craig Pawson, the fellow who refed our Leicester game yesterday, is as bad as Mason. There's plenty of them. There's plenty. How many good refs are there in the Prem? Like, honestly. How many are there that you think he's not a bad ref? Hardly any. You'll be lucky if you can say 1 or 2. In the Champions League, I think some of the refs are better. So get some of them into the Prem. Colina was a top ref. From when you're a referee and you're on the front of a computer game, you're elite. Man got on Pro Evolution, so that tells you everything. More money, more problems. BIG, you know how the game goes, man. The higher up you get, the higher up the stakes will go, you know. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Bruno Fernandes gives Bruno Gomes a whack. They're struggling, Newcastle. They seem very much like they can't create a big chance here. You're on the money, Big C. With so much money at stake, there will always be corruption. 100%. 100%. Since, man, you are a big club, why are there some empty seats? Listen, what I will say, because I don't know why them empty seats are there, but one thing I will say, a lot of these cup finals, say for example today, Wembley, 80,000, I reckon that 30 odd thousand will probably be corporate. There'll be sponsors, There'll be Club Wembley, friends and family. Thousands of fans in that stadium will not be fans of those clubs. So I can't imagine that Man United would. Man United might have got 30,000 allocation, 25,000. Oh, it's 90,000. So let's say 30,000 goes corporate, 30,000 to Newcastle, 30,000 to Man U. There's no way that Man United are not selling out 30,000 seats. So any empty seats in the stadium, they won't be Man United fans, and it won't be Newcastle fans, because I saw pictures of thousands of Newcastle fans in London yesterday. So it's probably corporate empty seats. St. Maximum of a terrible pass. Isaac and him not on the same wavelength. Goes out for a goal kick. Claude said, Curtis, you have a platform. What is your view of no officials of colour in the Premier League? Number one, it's a very good question, Claude. I can't speak for everybody because, I'm not in a position to do that. Number one, I would say there aren't that many black referees in general. But why are there none at the top level? It's probably the same reason that there's no black manager in the Premier League and there's no black chairman in the Premier League, because unfortunately, and without going too deep into things, and this is just my opinion, I think black players and not even just black players, the same question could be said, how come there are so few Asian players, in the Premier League or in professional football in this country? I think black people in this country are trusted to be athletes. They will happily sign you as a player because you have a use for that club. So they will sign Rashford, Sterling, whoever. You're an athlete. You're part of that group. They won't give you the manager's job because they have to really trust you then. The chairman I'm talking about. Say, here, I'll take control of my, multi-billion-pound club. The referee has a lot of control, a lot of power. And unfortunately, Patrick Vieira, but one out of 20. But when you look at a lot of them, a lot of black managers, they're forced to start at the bottom of the ladder. And but listen, it is what it is. Again, like you said, no Asian referees, no black referees, and Vieira, the one black manager. It's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah, we've just started to see women as linesmen in the Prem. For me, it's just a case of if you're good at your job. I don't care if it's a man, woman, anything. Just be good at your job. That's all we want. But a lot of these things in this country, right, it's a very closed shop, and their thought process. The FA in this country is very old school. It's all set a certain way, and I think that's why, it needs to be more of an open book. Big up Lima with the super sticker. Big up Curtis, what's good? All good, man. Real talk, Curtis. What was the county cricket club that got caught for racially abusing an Asian player? Do you know what? I don't want to guess and say what club it was. I know the story that you're talking about, but obviously I'm not sure what club it was. I honestly don't watch domestic cricket that much. So I don't know. Is Isaac in the area? He's forced backwards. Brighton's old manager was Chris Hughton, won it, yeah. Chrissy Hughton. Fackshaw TV. Taught the things, bro. They have to be spoken, man. Oh, it was Yorkshire, was it? Yeah, well. Yeah, it's sad. Big C question. If you had your channel in the past, what game would you have loved to do a watch-along for? I don't think I could have done the Champions League final. I'd have probably been having a breakdown. You know what I mean? Watching Almunia Costas. That's a good question. I mean, people saying Baku. Baku would have been entertaining, but for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, it would have probably been entertaining. I can't lie. Latte, big up, bro, with a super sticker. Shaquille said, hence why Zaha didn't take the knee, and I respected his decision. I respect that decision as well. Totally respect that. Don't bow down. Stand up. Stand up proud, man. Stand up tall. There's no point doing gimmicks. Not interested in gimmicks. The problem we've got right now, and sorry to go off topic, but a lot of you are talking about the problem we have right now. You got people like Stan Collymore, right? And I'm saying him as a perfect example because he says a lot about these situations online. But when he was a player and he was very relevant and a lot of people were interested in what he had to say, he wouldn't say anything about race. Right? He turned a blind eye to it. Because the problem with a lot of these players, they don't care about racism until it affects them. Something that I really don't respect about Neymar. Neymar was always playing down racism until he was racially abused. Then he started crying about it. And there are a lot of people like that. I'm not going to say anything unless it affects me. That's what people do. Which you need people now. That's why I always respect Sterling and people like that, because you've got to do something about it now while you're relevant, while you're in the game, while you've got big followings on social media, you know? And that's the problem. That's the problem. A lot of these guys don't want to say nothing. They collect their big wage. They get their big sponsorship. As long as they're not racially abused, they'll stay away from it. And that's the problem, you know? But it is what it is, people. It is what it is, I'm afraid. But let's go back to the game. Trippier whips it in. That is the worst corner I've ever seen. Plays it back to the halfway line. Trippier up against Lissandra. Oh my God, what a nutmeg. Doesn't win a free kick though. Speaking facts, Big C. Listen, obviously I don't want to go off topic for too long, but a lot of you speaking about it, so quickly, you know, I have to throw my opinion in. Newcastle growing into the game a little bit. They just can't create anything. Isaac gives it away. Cycling GK would have been better than Karius. You're not wrong. I don't think he would have conceded that second goal. Zaha's a real one. He's speaking facts, Big C. Newcastle look lifeless. Imagine oh, that's a great shout, Shaquille. That is a great shout. Hull City 2-0 down. We hadn't won a trophy for how many years? And we're 2-0 down to Hull City. Can you imagine the meltdown I would have been having? But also the comeback to win it 3-2. That would have been a banger of a stream. Isaac fouls Fred there. Free kick. This game's done and dusted. Yeah, Neymar said something along those lines. He doesn't consider himself black. I don't know exactly what he said, but then he was racially abused and all of a sudden, you know, it became important to him. Trevor said, totally agree, Curtis. Is it a product of your age? The younger kids are more vocal. Possibly. Possibly. I think because of social media and the platforms people have got to speak on, that you can, you know, get your opinions out there a lot more. Where back in the day, I think a lot of people were turning a blind eye. Foul there by Wan-Bissaka on St. Maximum on the halfway line. Can we get a goal back here? Surely. Make it a little bit lively. Would you take St. Maximum at Arsenal? It's like, I would and I wouldn't. You know, he's exciting, but he's got very little end product. That's the problem with him. Like, he's exciting to watch. But he definitely doesn't produce enough at the end of it. De Gea palms it down, comes back out. Shot is blocked. Here's a chance for Newcastle. Yo! Cleared off the line. Oh, Joe Linton had the shot. It goes out for a corner. Lissandro Martinez with the block. And Newcastle starting to grow into it a little bit. Stephen said, Curtis, do you think Almiron's eyebrows could be the problem in the second half? Nah, don't do him dirty like that, man. Big up Stephen with the super chat. Corner to Newcastle, headed across goal. What's happened? He's given a free kick to Man United, the ref. Good day, Big C. Big up, Abji. Hope you're well. 10-2 Bayern. You would have thrown the laptop. That stream wouldn't have got to 90 minutes. I can tell you that much. Double change for Manchester United. Sabitza's coming on. McTominay's coming on as well. I think they're just going to try and look after the 2-0 win now. Fred comes off. Obviously, Man United, they got an FA Cup game on Wednesday against West Ham. And they've also got Liverpool at Anfield next Sunday. So they've got a lot of games coming up, a lot of squad rotation up until this international break. Omar said, in other news, league leaders Barcelona are losing to Almeria. I saw Real Madrid drew 1-1 with Atletico last night. So smash the likes, people. But great support. 1,400 of you in the chat for a neutral watch along. Obviously, I know there'll be plenty of Man United YouTubers streaming and stuff like that. Probably some Newcastle ones as well. So I appreciate your support. They've brought McTominay on to shut the game down, you know. That's why he's there. Bring on Lord Maguire. Maguire's days are numbered at United, aren't they? I think he leaves in the summer. I think his time at United is up. Losing to Birmingham 2011. Do you know what? That was... I mean, it wasn't as bad as 06, the Champions League, but that was up there as one of the worst games I've ever watched as an Arsenal fan. I think Birmingham got relegated that year, and I was like, I actually watched that game thinking, light work. Do you know what I mean? Birmingham were poor. And, yeah, let's not even talk about that. Let's get Big C to 60k. Nearly there, people. I think we're about 600, maybe just under 600 now. Hopefully we can get there in the next week. That was a horrendous game. Maximus said, respect Big C for highlighting the racial issue in football. Let's push for changes. 100%. 100%. Listen, for me, a big part of it for me is like, when you become a dad, you want it to change for the next generation. It may not change for our generation, but you want it to change for the next generation, you know? So I'll always bang that drum and discuss it on the platform. Lee said, large up Curtis, love the channel. Big up, bro. Appreciate your support. Great community we got here, man. Alex said, yes, Big C. Get the likes up, people. Shout out the community. Hope everyone is blessed. Newcastle, man. They're 20 minutes to go. Don't remember De Gea making a decent save in this whole game. Haven't tested him. I think the worst thing you can leave a final with is regret. If you give everything and the other team are better than you, sometimes you just got to hold it. You're not as good as them and they outplayed you and you lost. But this performance from Newcastle, I would imagine, would leave them with some regrets. You know, it's a horrible feeling leaving a cup final thinking you haven't, you know, left everything out on the pitch. Respect for highlighting it. No worries, bro. Lawrence said, if you had 200 mil this summer, how would you spend it? Oh, here's a chance for Newcastle. Trippier! What a save by David De Gea! Oh, he's given offside. He's given offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway. 200 mil. I'd get a striker. Osimhen, Ivan Toney, Vlahovic. One of those three. I'd get an attacking right back. Who would the right back be? I mean, Lamptey, I'm not sure about him anymore. They were linked with Denzel Dumfries. I don't like him. Don't rate him at all. So I'd go for an attacking right back, whoever that may be. And then in midfield, I mean, listen, I'd love to sign Jude Bellingham. It won't happen. Maybe we get Declan Rice and Milinkovic-Savic, or we need one, maybe two centre mids, you know. So one or two centre mids, a striker and a right back for me. Frimpong, yeah, he's not bad. Dest, hey, is he at Milan? I haven't really seen him. Has he been doing well there? Bellingham would be just the perfect signing for our midfield, but obviously we ain't going to spend that kind of money, which is a shame. St. Maximin's been poor second half. I told you, Dalot was a gift for him. Here's Rashford. One-on-one with the defender. Rashford shoots! Oh, good save by Karius. We'll get there in the end. But, yeah, good save. Luke Shaw into the penalty area. Luke Shaw, what a block that is. Newcastle are scrambling here. They're hanging on. Big C on two-back ting changes. Yeah, man. Rashford there didn't quite get the shot into the corner. Yeah, we need this summer a game changer. That is the quote. What we need. We need a match winner, another one, to take the pressure off the young players, man. Ali, thank you for the super chat. You think Ten Hag will be a better manager than Mikel? Here's a chance for United. Shot goes over by Sabitzer. The thing that makes Ten Hag potentially more dangerous than Arteta, right? Not that he's necessarily a better coach, is that they will give him 200 million probably every summer. And that makes them very dangerous because they've got some star players. And if you keep dropping more stars in that team and you've got cohesion, you know, they got Casemiro, who's a superstar. You got Rashford, who's on fire. Lisandro and Varane, if we're being honest, that's one of the best centre-back pairings in world football at the moment. Honestly, no cap. De Gea as a shot stopper is elite. Not so good with the ball at his feet. If they keep buying big players, they become a bigger problem because we don't spend that same way, you know. So at the moment, you got to give Arteta his props. He's won the FA Cup, but Ten Hag is definitely a problem. He's a big problem. So we'll see. Kroenke needs to bring the checkbook out. He'll bring the checkbook out. It's the numbers he writes on the paper that's the problem. That is the problem. Declan Rice, Leao and Osimhen. That's easily 250 million with ease. Osimhen's 100 by himself. You probably pay 80 for Rice. Leao would probably cost you 80 as well. Probably 250. Could you imagine doing the defeat at Old Trafford, which ended the Invincibles? Oh, another cheating performance, by the way. Leao, Kvara, Big C. Kvara too expensive, in my opinion. Napoli going to win the league. He hasn't been there long. He's got years left on his deal. Again, you're going to have to spend a fortune. I think he's a great player, though. I think Leao is the more gettable one of the two. Whether he's the better player, I don't know, but he's the easier one to sign. He's only got 18 months left on his deal. If he doesn't renew, they will have to sell him, Milan, with a year left, I would imagine. Big C, big question. Would you take Ivan Toney in the summer for 20 mil, but he arrives on a 6-month ban? That's a great question, Jason, because for 20 mil, he's an absolute bargain, but then you're not seeing him until Christmas. It depends on our situation, you know. I suppose we could survive till Christmas with Gabby and Balogun. So, yeah, I would take it. I would take it. I think that's a brilliant question, by the way. Or Eddie, you know. For me, Eddie, despite the contract and the decent run of form, I think there's a decision to make in the summer, which is why I'm very pleased that Ornstein said today that he thinks we're going to try and buy a striker. We're going to talk about that in greater detail on tomorrow's show at 2 p.m. because I was almost surprised to read that because I thought, well, you've got Gabby Jesus, 50 million player. You've got Eddie, who's on 100 bags 5 years. You've got Balogun, top scorer in France. Yet they're feeding out this narrative that we want a striker, which tells you that, number one, Eddie and Balogun will probably not be at the club next season. Whether that means Balogun is sold or goes out on loan, or does that mean potentially Eddie could be sold? But either way, I'm very much in favour of Arsenal signing a striker this summer. I think it's needed. Maybe you can cash in on Eddie's hype. Maybe you cash in on Balogun's hype. I don't know. Joe Willock's coming on and Murphy's coming on as well. 13 minutes ago, I can't see Newcastle scoring in this game. St. Maximum's coming off. The two halves are the reason why I wouldn't want St. Maximum at Arsenal. In the first half, he was Newcastle's best player, terrorising Dalot. In the second half, he did absolutely nothing. Against Wan-Bissaka, who is a 1v1 monster. De Gea as a shot stopper is elite, not so good with the ball at his feet. Bars by MC Short. I rate that. I rate that road to success. You're picking up. You're picking up on the little comments there. That's decent. Joe Willock comes on. Bruno Gomes comes off. It's sad for Newcastle, man. They haven't been able to ask enough questions of United. They really haven't. Gucci, Grealish or St. Maximum? Grealish is better. I'm not even the biggest Grealish fan, but he is better. St. Maximum is a complete hype merchant, seriously. Very little end product, man. Man United on the break. Bruno, he's got Rashford. He finds... Oh, good block by the centre-back. Got a little touch on it there. And Rashford was in at the back post for a tap-in, but it goes through to the goalkeeper. I believe Arsenal will win the Champions League in the coming years. Well, let's put it this way. Even if we win the Prem, which I sincerely hope we do, we need to spend big money to go into that Champions League next year. There are still big upgrades that need to happen. The Champions League's different. You know what I mean? A Tuesday night in the Bernabeu with Luka Modric bopping you and Benzema pinning you and Vinicius. Look what they did to Liverpool the other day. 2-0 down away from home. Second in the Spanish league. Not even in great form. They scored 5 goals. Do you know what I mean? It's not a joke. You can literally capitulate if you're not at it. Big up Mubsy, who said big up Big C from a United fan. Fair play to you, man. Fair play. The game is the game. Oh, appeals for a penalty for Newcastle. Wow, I thought the ref was going to give that, you know. He looked like he was about to flick his arm out. There'll be a VAR check. Bruno gives the ball away. They had a 3-on-2 there. That could have been a 1-on-1 for Rashford. Bruno didn't find him. Here's Isaac. The game's getting lively now. Newcastle took about an hour to even wake up. We'll get a VAR check on the penalty there. Fair play to United if you win it, man. You've been the better team. Newcastle haven't turned up. Took your chances. Goalkeeper's made a mistake. It is what it is. United are in good form at the moment. I'm going to be honest. I'm glad that we've played Man United twice this season already. I'm glad them games are out the way. We can't go to the Champions League with Xhaka or Eddie. Not as regular like starters. No chance. Not a chance. The level will go up, man. You can't get away with some of these players in the Champions League. Here's the penalty appeal. I don't know. He sticks his leg out. I think it's more of a coming together than a penalty. Geordie said facts, Champions League is really different. Don't forget. Trust me, man. You can get in the Champions League and get slapped if you're not at it. You need real quality and real squad depth, you know. You're going to be in situations you haven't found yourself in. Arsenal are a team that are used to dominating the ball. You'll be playing against teams that keep the ball better than us, you know. Madrid away and games like that. Bayern Munich with Kimmich and their man bopping you. So the level has to go up severely in the summer. Jadon Sancho coming on for Manchester United. Who's that coming off? Number 21. Is that Anthony? Is it coming off for United? Anthony comes off for United. Oh, yeah. I keep saying United, both for United. You know what? I always forget that United are Newcastle. Anthony said, we need to sell or release several players in the summer. Ainsley, Pepe, Renarson, Cedric, Tavares, Holding, Mari and Nelson. So much baggage needs to be offloaded. Squad will be bloated come June. Bro, I'm going to do a show about this week. I think we spoke about it the other day. Arsenal have got a full starting 11 out on loan. In addition to that, we've got Balogun, we've got Patino, we've got Austin Trusty. Obviously, some of these players will keep. But so many players that we've got to offload. It's a very difficult summer for Edu because, number one, we're going to be in the Champions League next year. Whether we win the title or we don't, we're going to be in the top 4. Edu can't get away with mid-range transfers. You've got to now go and sign players from big clubs. Clubs that you might not have relationships with. Clubs where they're going to ask for real big money to sign players. You're going to have to do some good negotiating. Also, you're going to have to sell maybe 8-9 players and try and bring some money into the club. We can't keep spending money every summer and not recouping anything. We are so bad at selling players. Nicolas Pepe should be 15 to 20 million easily. And even that's a big loss. You know, Ainsley Maitland-Niles in England international. He's 24, 25. You should be getting 15 million for him. That's you know, 30, 40 million for those two. Get 5 to 10 million for Pablo Mari, 5 million for Cedric. You know, we should be making 60, 70, 80 million on the players that we're getting rid of. We'll probably make 20, 30 million the way we do business. So Edu's got to make some money to allow us to spend more money in the summer. A lot of people... Well, yesterday I put out a tweet We won the game. I said, look, great result. We dominated the game, blah, blah, blah. Some people were putting, oh, but I thought Edu, you wanted Edu out. Let's get one thing clear. I've still got big question marks over Edu in his position. Because of the success we're having this season, he'll get away with it. That's fine, no problem. He's done some good signings, he's done some bad ones. I think this is Edu's biggest summer of his entire Arsenal career. If he doesn't do the business this summer properly, selling players, making money, buying big players, his time should be up. The sporting director role is one of the biggest and most important roles at a football club. It's one of the reasons that Man United have not won titles over the last few years, because they've had poor people doing the job, spending big money on the wrong players and long contracts, non-footballing people, putting glorified bankers in those positions. We should be looking at Michael Edwards. We should be looking at Michael Edwards and saying, listen, if Edu has a bad summer, you're in. Because what I've seen him do at Liverpool over the years, buying Robertson for 8 million and taking Wijnaldum from Newcastle and turning him into a star, and getting Van Dijk and Alisson, and selling Solanke for 20 million, Jordan Ibe for 15 million. That's the kind of business I want to see done at Arsenal. We've let, Bellerin, Aubameyang, established international players go for nothing. We can't get anything for players of that level. I guarantee if Bellerin was at Liverpool, they'd get 15 million for him. They'd get 15 million for Aubameyang. We're high-fiving, giving them away for nothing. So we definitely have to improve in that department. Whether Edu becomes that guy, because let's be honest, Mikel Arteta has improved in his role. We hope he can improve. Here's Rashford, left-hand side. Sancho, edge of the penalty area. Sancho is Wan-Bissaka. Oh, you don't want Wan-Bissaka shooting straight at the keeper. Teams in Europe are absolutely skint now. They are. But it means when we go to buy their players, it should help us. Might not help when they're selling, because they might want to rip us off. Shaquille said sell Tavares. Tavares having a great season at Marseille, by the way. They're playing PSG tonight at 7:45. Definitely a game worth watching. He's playing left wing back. We should be getting 20 million for Tavares. He's 21 years of age. Portuguese under 21 player having a good season. That should be 20 mil all day long. Balogun's top goal scorer in France. If he was French and you was buying him, it'd cost you 50 mil. Jonathan David, they want 50 mil. And Balogun scored more than him. Eddie, I would get rid of if we got a good bid. Nelson should be able to get 10, 15. Runarsson, give me a packet of crisps, he can go. Ainsley should be 15. Sambi can go. Sambi started for Palace yesterday. You should at least get your money back on Sambi, 17 mil. Pepe should be 20 mil. Holding, they'll keep. English quota. Xhaka on any new deals. Patino, I think they'll give him a chance, or maybe loan. Easily should be getting 70 million. Sambi had a decent game yesterday. And Vieira seems happy with him. He's got the number 8 shirt. That should easily be 20 million, 15 million for Lokonga. Oh, shot just wide for Murphy. De Gea didn't move. Packet of crisps for an arson, mate. Doesn't even need to be a multi-pack. Just one pack, 60 pence. You can have him. Sambi looks like a Crystal Palace player. He looks like he suits them. Get 15 million for him and say thank you very much. Tierney would be a loss, but if he doesn't want to be here, you go to Newcastle, you say, listen, I want 50 million. Cucurella costs 60 and he's better than him. Even if you end up with 40, we'd take it. We'd pay 25. Maguire is on for Rashford. The fridge, the slab, gets a run out in the final for the last 2.5 minutes. Sell Sambi, sell Tavares, sell Pepe, sell Ainsley, sell Runarsson, sell Pablo Mari, sell Cedric. I would potentially sell Eddie. That's 8 players there. Sambi, 15 mil. Tavares, 15 to 20. Let's say we're at 30 mil. Get 12 million for Ainsley. You're at 42 mil already, Get 5 mil for Cedric, 5 mil for Pablo Mari, you're over 50 mil. If you have to sell Tierney, you get at least 40. There's 90 mil. If you have to sell Balogun, you get another 40. Arsenal should make 100 million this summer, but they won't. They won't. We'll get about 40, 50 mil for all of them players. The way Edu does business. If Edwards was selling, that would be getting at least 150 million. Holding, I would sell, but the club won't sell him. You know, I would sell him, but they won't. He's happy to be there. He fills the English quota. He's on cheap wages. He's going nowhere. And Nketiah 40 mil, Tavares 35 for Tavares, probably a stretch. Holding 5, Cedric 5, Sambi 15, that's 100 mil. Maybe you split Tavares to 20 or 15 and you get rid of Pepe for 15, 20, and there's your 100 mil. You know, and you haven't even, there's a couple others you haven't even put Ainsley on there. So we could easily get 100 mil if he does his job properly. Holding's not good enough for Champions League. I agree, but he'll be here. 4th, 5th choice striker, he'll definitely be here. Anthony said, I wonder where old Slabhead will end up in the summer. He's never breaking in. Nah, he's done. He's finished at United. Where will he end up? I don't think he ends up at Leicester because I'm just not sure they can afford the wage. He's probably, I think he's on about 150 grand, you know. I think he needs to go to a team that defends. He could probably play for West Ham. I'm not sure if West Ham would want him, but maybe even this Newcastle team. Wilson and Lissandro having a little scrap. He's got to go. Yeah, he was linked with Tottenham, which I thought was an interesting link. But because they play free at the back and they play counter-attack, he might actually get away with it for Tottenham. Forest, Forest, I'm not sure. Villa, Spurs, Newcastle, I think they're all good shouts of a team he could go to. Stringer said, Curtis, I messaged you and said, watch us when the cameras aren't there. Remember, watch us in the summer market. You can't sell players when no one's coming for Big C. You can't sell players who no one's coming for. But listen, I hear what you're saying, but they're players you should still be able to get rid of. Ainsley Maitland-Niles can get a bottom half Premier League club as a versatile player. He was linked with Forest in the summer. He would nick a move. Pepe would get a move, probably to a French side. Pablo Mari's got an obligation to buy as long as his team doesn't get relegated. Apparently they're staying up, so he should go. Cedric's at Fulham. You would hope that becomes a permanent. Tavares should easily get a move to Marseille. He's been fantastic for them. Does Ainsley's contract end in the summer? That would be terrible business. I honestly thought he had a year left. Maitland-Niles contract. If they've, how could you loan him out if he doesn't have any time left on his deal? That would make absolutely no sense. Let's have a look. Ainsley Maitland-Niles contract. You're right. His contract ends in the summer. He's done. Unless there's an option, which this doesn't say. There might be an option that it's not showing. Flicked on. Saved by De Gea. Oh, Newcastle. They're not going to score. I think I remember there being an option on his contract. Surely they wouldn't loan him out and then that's it. He's out of contract. Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He signed a 5-year deal. Yeah, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but the club also have an option to extend until 2024. We have a 1-year option. His contract officially ends, but the club have an option to trigger a year, which they would, just simply to sell him anyway. Or you never know, we might keep him as a squad player. His loan this year has been a disaster. This week, I'm probably going to do a loan watch. Where we look at the players. Man United are in. 3 against 2. Bruno Fernandes needs to pass. Oh, he chops inside. Bruno. What a save. Should have passed. He was desperate to get his goal there. Cuts inside the defender. And saved by the goalkeeper. Terrible defense. You would not believe that Newcastle have got the best defence in the Premier League. They have been dreadful today. The chop that Bruno does on Joe Willock there is just violent. He probably should roll it across for a tap-in at the back post, but it's a final. They're 2-0 up. He wants the goal. Oh, there is an option to buy for 12 million for Southampton. I mean, Southampton are probably going to be in the Championship, so I don't think they're going to be taking that option up of 12 million. He'll be on half-decent wages as well. Newcastle have had 62% possession. It just shows you, don't it? Because it's felt like Man United have been the better team. I don't think Ten Hag yet has got this team built to keep the ball and dominate possession. I think if they get a top quality centre mid in the summer to play next to Casemiro, that's when I think you'll see them become a more possession based team. He obviously wanted De Jong from Barcelona. If he got De Jong next to Casemiro with Bruno in the pocket, that midfield becomes a real problem. I have to admit, I'm disappointed for Newcastle not to win this. They haven't won a trophy for 50 odd years. But I've said it all along and I don't hide from it. I don't want Newcastle to get top 4 because their owners will start spending major money. I think just let them get Europa League or Conference League. Just take it nice and slow. But they've been poor today. They had a little bit of a go in the second half, but I don't think they've been anywhere near good enough to win this. The second goal was shocking. Oh, it's all kicking off. They're pushing each other now. Newcastle players don't care now. The final's gone. They start pushing each other. Once Newcastle get top 4, it's a problem. I don't think they're getting top 4 this year. They've stopped scoring goals. Callum Wilson was on good form. Almiron was on a real good spell. These guys are not scoring now. And like I said, they've only won 1 game in their last 5 in the Prem. 3 draws, 1 defeat and 1 win. They're not in good form at the moment. The funniest stat of the day, what someone put in earlier though, was that Haaland has scored more goals than Chelsea this season in the Prem. I actually find that hilarious when you look at Chelsea and the amount of attacking talent that they've got. That Haaland scored more than them. Chelsea have scored 23. Haaland's got 26. Unbelievable stat. How much was Isaac? I think they paid about 60 million for him. I think we got away with one there. Manchester United have won it. They are the Carabao Cup winners of 2023. They've deserved to win the game. Newcastle not good enough at all. You're right, Gunnar Vettel. Newcastle fans were singing their heart out, waving flags. They haven't been good enough. Man United's first trophy since, was it 2017 or 2018 when Jose Mourinho won the Europa League and the Carabao Cup that year. So they will be delighted to have got that off their back in terms of, the trophy drought. And yeah, listen, United are having a good season. I expected them to win the game. I honestly thought it would be a little bit more difficult. I thought Newcastle would do a lot more than that. It's a good job they've had a good start to the season because I think that season could be fizzling out. You watch when Arsenal play Newcastle at St James's. If they play anything like that, they'll look like world beaters. Curtis, is it even a trophy? You know how the game goes. We're shameless. If you win it yourself, it's a big trophy. If someone else wins it, you call it the Mickey Mouse Cup. You know how the game goes, people. The Man United fans don't even look like they're celebrating that much. But listen, it's the start of a big ending to the season for them. They're in the Europa League. They're in the FA Cup. They're outsiders for the Prem. They're having a good season. So listen, a lot for them to look forward to maybe for the rest of the season. Man United have won the Carabao Cup by 2-0. Goals from Casemiro and Marcus Rashford. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Let's review Arsenal. Got some good reports to talk about from David Ornstein, who said that Arsenal are looking for a striker this summer. That is exciting news. I thought he was fully stuck with Jesus and Ketia, but sounds as if we are looking for a striker. So we'll talk about that more tomorrow. 2 p.m. live tomorrow. We'll talk about Arsenal. We'll do the player ratings. We'll look back on the game. Thank you very much for tuning in. Manchester United 2, Newcastle 0. They are the Carabao Cup winners. Forget this Mickey Mouse Cup. We'll talk about the Premier League title race tomorrow, people. Bless.